Right, ready?
Yeah.
Hey guys, Willie and Murphy here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video of the Behind the Wheel series. I'm joined by a good friend of mine, Keith, and his amazing TVR Tamora. Right, so yeah, welcome to the channel.
Thanks, Will. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and well, meet you again.
Again, yeah.
Again, yeah. So myself and Keith have been friends for quite a while now with the classic minis. We've both kind of deviated a little bit. Some of us more than others, maybe. But this is incredible. So I guess what drove you to this? You know, there's lots of available sports cars on the market. TVR being an awesome choice, but what about, you know, why the TVR over a Porsche or a BMW or a Mercedes?
Yeah, so why a TVR? It's something that's always been in my blood. This is actually my third TVR, but okay. I just love the whole story behind TVR. The fact that they are British built, for one, ticks a big box for me. Like the classic minis, I just love British engineering, and just the whole built in a shed in Blackpool, British made. You know, they were the real sort of underdog, but they went out there like a giant killer, took on the Porsche 911s of the world. Everyone will remember Gran Turismo, the Cerbera Speed 12. So yeah, TVR, I just love the brand. I love the story behind it. I've actually owned three, so previous to this.
Of this model? Or?
No, previous to this I started out with a Chimera, and I had that for a couple of years, and then I bought a TVR Cerbera, but the AJP V8. And then I had done the sensible things, and kids come along, and a house. So I've been without a TVR for sort of, you know, probably 20 years. And now the kids are grown up, I thought I'd get back into it again.
Yeah. So you didn't fancy going for something a little bit older like the minis and going for a Griffith?
A Griffith, always had a soft spot for them, just the big 5-litre V8, you know, they're the really hairy-chested TVR. They're also, I think, the best sounding TVR out there. I mean, this has got the Speed 6 in, which sounds nice, but it's not a touch on a Griffith 5-litre V8 that's been decatted. Those things sound incredible. Absolutely awesome, they really do. So yeah, who knows? One day I may step into the world of owning a Griffith. But these are actually meant to be the spiritual successor of the Griffith. So these were sort of built to replace a Griffith and Chimera. Yeah.
The thing that I love about TVRs is that they are such purpose-built cars, but they're driver's cars. So there's no mod cons like your ABS or your traction control, or you know, it's got power steering.
This is a luxury. It's got power steering and air conditioning, but this was one of the quite late TVRs before they went bankrupt.
But they were still very rugged, and you know, they were no driver aids is probably the thing I was looking for, really, rather than you know, the air cons are brilliant, but yeah, there are no driver aids for them.
Exactly. It's a 100% driving machine.
Yeah. And with that though, you could get into a bit of issues probably quite quickly.
I think, to be fair, I mean, obviously I've been driving since I was 17 years old, and I've driven all sorts of cars, but initially when I looked at getting one of these, you know, you read all the stories about them being, you know, Satan's child and that sort of thing, but honestly, we'll go out for a ride in this in a bit, but it drives like a pussycat. If you want to drive it really hard, it does then come alive, and it does turn into a bit of a beast, but it's all about being sensible. In the dry, on good roads, your traction control is your right foot. Famously, very long throttle travel on it, so you can graduate it really nicely. If you're going to go out in the wet with cold tyres and you want to plant the throttle, then you're probably going to end up backwards in a hedge. Yeah.
So ideal probably for in a car park somewhere, potentially, learning to drive the vehicle before you get out and go full throttle.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's always, you know, anything like this, if you do get that chance, skid pan or something like that, just to try it out and get a feel for it. From what I've felt of the car, because you're sitting so far back, you're almost on the rear axle. Yeah. Any time that the back end has wanted to step out a little bit, it you know, it tells you well in advance of it. You know, if you then choose to keep your foot planted on the throttle, then that's your own mistake.
Obviously, you know, you mentioned about sitting so far back. You've got the line of the front axle here, And the engine doesn't even start until a little bit after, doesn't it?
the engine's behind the front wheels and really sort of here. So it's almost like a rear-wheel drive front mid-engined car. It's it's a very, very good setup.
And there's very few cars of that sort of configuration, really, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean,
or there are, but not to this extreme.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so back in the day, I mean, this is the 3.6 litre version of the Speed 6. They've done the 4 litre version as well. The 4 litre version in the Sagaris is pushing 406 brake horsepower, naturally aspirated. So I think back in the day, they were the most powerful naturally aspirated engine, brake horsepower per litre. So yeah, it's a lovely engine.
I was just trying to think of a comparison, and it made me smile of what this potentially could be in British old school terms with a rear-wheel drive, front engine. It's like an MGB.
In fact,
one of your favourites.
We get closer to that. It's actually an MGC, because the MGC had a 3 litre 6 cylinder. Yes, so yeah.
Is an MGC acceptable? Are you growing to love them
I
yet?
have a soft spot for an MGCs because they were the first engine I ever changed as an apprentice.
Nice one. It's a bit of an ongoing joke between the guys in the Mini community that keeps love for the MGB. And if you have one out there, don't take offence.
Each to their own. That's what I say.
There's an MG for somebody. So, I mean, since you've got the car, I mean, you had it a few years now, haven't you?
No, just over a year, so
really?
It's relatively new to me. Yeah.
I mean, what have you done? Have you kept it as you bought it, or is there anything you've done or anything you want to do as future plans?
It's pretty much standard. I've done routine maintenance bits, as with any TVR. Actually, it's been reliable. It's never broken down. A few little electrical gremlins, really easy to fix. I had a problem with a cooling connector on the radiator fans, but that was very simple to fix. Apart from that, just routine maintenance, servicing, just checking the levels and that sort of thing. So, I mean, if you want, these are still what I would say an enthusiast car, that if you're willing to do a bit of research, it's something that you can maintain yourself. There's plenty of forums, enthusiasts, owners' manuals, workshop manuals out there that you can get access to find out all the information you need.
And I suppose on the back of that, I met Keith originally through the YouTube side of things for Minis, but you've set up a second YouTube which is more tailored to this and other vehicles. So if you're looking to do the research and do fixing yourself, well, Keith's second channel is probably the ideal place to go and take a look and have a look in, to what you can sort.
Yeah, I tend to, if I do something on this car, I mean, recently I replaced the 12-volt battery, for instance. It's a very odd location. It's not very easy to replace, so when I do a job like that, I film it and put it on the channel just to help other people out.
Yeah, and I think that's probably how you started with your YouTube journey anyway, was filming things just for your own enjoyment, but actually to help others as well.
Yeah.
And I suppose, there's, as TVR goes on, obviously they're not producing any more cars, the specialists and people who know how to work on them become less and less and less. So by putting content out there to help the owners, fantastic.
It keeps the cars alive, keeps them on the road and running. As I say, these are all about drivers' cars. There's no point sitting them in a showroom or just...
Oh, absolutely not.
You need to get out there and drive them to really experience the thrill and the fun of it. Yeah.
And what about like the owners club side of things? Is there a good is there a strong connection between the owners in the UK? Yeah,
it's actually a very, very strong group. So there's the TVR car club, which is a national car club, and then you have the various different regions in between. I guess like the British Mini Club as well. They put on events each year. I'm in the southwest region of the TVR car club, and there's always something going on. There's always meets and get-togethers. So yeah, the community is really alive out there.
Oh, good. And that's a TVR as a whole rather than just the Tamora. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, TVR as a whole. This model actually is one of the rarer TVRs. I think they produce 350 of these in total.
Wow.
Around about 250 for the UK market, and you look on how many left now, and there's only around about 230, 240 still left on the road, either taxed or sawn.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good numbers, really.
Yes.
When you think about how easy it is to potentially lose control.
Yes.
If you think about, you know, I don't know, Metro Turbos, how many they built of those compared to how many were wrapped around a tree.
Yeah.
The numbers are, you know, quite significant. So for a car that's no longer produced and they made them in limited numbers, it's quite a high percentage that's still in use and on the road.
It's not bad, yeah.
It's pretty good going.
Yeah. And luckily, being made from fiberglass, they don't suffer from the body rot like a normal car would. They do still have a tubular steel chassis, so this car being a 2004 model, so it's 21 years old now, it's just got to that stage where you need to be careful and you need to make sure that the chassis hasn't corroded.
Yep.
But people do replace the chassis, they do the body off, you can get you can get the chassis repaired, you can get direct replacements. Again, like I say, there's plenty of specialists out there that can do this sort of thing nowadays.
And can you see the chassis from underneath or from various points? Have you got access areas to sort of see the weak spots?
I was very fortunate when I bought this car. I went and probably looked at about 4 or 5, and you know, the car's very low to the ground, so as much as you get down on your hands and knees with a torch, you really can't see. The middle part of the chassis is usually pretty good because it's not exposed to the weather like the outside parts are. So it's generally what they call the outer riggers on the outside of the chassis that corrode. When I bought this, actually, the guy had a 4-poster lift in his garage, so I was able to get it right up in the air, have a really good meticulous look around the chassis. But you do have to be careful, because if you think the tubular steel chassis has the fiberglass body on top, so it's not the bottom you're worried about, it's the top, which you can't generally see.
Yeah. And this was in, well, you've obviously bought it, so it must have been in good order.
This, yeah, it's probably one of the best ones I saw. I mean, the previous owner, all credit to him, done a few really tasteful modifications to it, which I might show in a moment.
Yeah.
But he would put it on the ramp each weekend and clean off the chassis. It was always wax oiled and everything like that. So
yeah, that's the owner you want to buy from, really, isn't
yes, it? Yeah.
So there won't be a TVR Tamora restoration come up in the foreseeable future.
Not in the foreseeable future, no.
Which is great. I mean, it means you can get in and enjoy it and drive it, and you know, days like today where it's beautiful sunshine. We're on the south coast of England at the moment, which is a long way from home for me, and sun's out, beautiful views, coming for a drive. Apparently there's narrow roads around here somewhere, but I've not seen them yet. But yeah, it's a lovely thing. So you touch on the modifications. What has been done to the vehicle?
So probably the most practical one on here that I really like, actually, it has a front opening bonnet. So a Tamora, the bonnet is usually hinged at the back here, and you lift it up.
Yep.
So you access the engine through this way, and it only goes up probably 45 degrees at best, so it's very easy, very difficult to access. What the previous owner did with this, actually, was convert it into a front opening bonnet.
Oh, fantastic.
So it makes it just so much easier to work from. The bonnet can go up quite high if you're doing any sort of, you know, real sort of engine work, but makes it a lot easier to work on.
And I suppose with the unfortunate reputation that TVR have, being able to open the bonnet is a real plus.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to tempt fate or jinx things, but it's amazing that you've got one that's, touch wood, if we can find it anywhere, that, you know, that you've been fortunate that you've done the bits and pieces that need doing, and you can enjoy it. And it sounds like the previous owner was very meticulous at doing bits and pieces to, you know, to live that enjoyment on.
Exactly, yeah. You do. I mean, you do have to keep on top of the maintenance with them. They are, you know, if you want to buy a car and, you know, not worry at all about it, then probably go and buy a Porsche. If for me, you know, sensible thing would be to go and buy something like a 911. But I'm not always that sensible, and I enjoy the thrill, and I just, like I say, I just love the TVR brand and the TVR story.
They definitely, I've been to lots of shows recently where multi-make shows, and the TVRs always get a lot of attention. Yeah. They're very sort of, So they must have, when they're doing the drawing boards, they must have stepped back and went, I've done a good job there. You know, because it's just, and I use the term quite often by saying, if the car was launched to the market today, would it work? And you look at it and think, 100%.
Yeah, I still think, I mean, this is
a timeless design, and you know, you look at some cars which are, you know, how old is this?
This is 2004, so it's 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think of some cars that are 20 odd years old and they've aged horrendously.
Yeah.
But yet this, and quite a lot of other sort of cars of this era, and this sort of, I guess, level of I guess, performance stature, it's not like a people carrier thing. They are timeless shapes that it doesn't matter when it's been produced, it still looks really cool.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think this is a really pretty TVR, a really pretty car in general. Like you say, most cars nowadays, they are very shouty and aggressive and very angular.
Yeah.
You know, I think this has just got a little bit of natural beauty about it. It's just a pretty car.
I think of a lot of cars now as a bit Art Deco. And when you had like the 60s and everything was like very boxy and like, you know, big windows, you know, think of like houses and stuff, and it was very sort of time specific, and it's kind of gone very full circle, and it's almost like they're trying to recreate that period of time, which I think once you've gone through that, it'll go, it's not really, you know, it doesn't really sort of flow with what we currently have now. So it's, no, you know, styling wise, it's brilliant. British built, it's brilliant. Big old 6-cylinder engine, brilliant. I suppose the only thing we do now is let's take it for a drive and see what's what.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Right, so I'm faced with a bit of an issue, Keith.
Yeah.
There's no door handles. I'm assuming. There you go.
There you go. Oh, you'll have to press it while I push it. There you go.
No, I did do some research. I don't know how to get out.
Right.
I just didn't know how to get in. There's actually, it's pretty roomy in here, isn't it?
It's not bad, yeah.
It looks like a very low, quite compact car.
Yes.
I'm not sure I'd want to have an accident in it.
No.
But
that's not the plan.
No. No, but I'm thinking about, you know, the amount of leg room and headroom.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's comfortable.
Yeah,
you could do long distance in it.
Yep. Yeah,
Does this roof section come down?
It does go down, yes. Yeah, I tend to drive with it up. It's a little bit quieter. I mean, if you can go fully flat, just if you want to, but I tend to prefer it with it up a little bit.
Oh, that's nice. So, yeah, we'll go for a little drive and.
Cool. Now, I will just. I've always thought about this when I take people out, just for whatever reason. You never know. So, one, I generally don't drive like a hooligan round corners. If there's a straight line, I'll give it the beans. So don't worry, I don't go putting it to its edge around corners. If for whatever reason, I don't know, we did end up backwards in a hedge and you couldn't open the door, there is an emergency release. It looks like a bonnet lever. If you can probably see it on my side, there's a red lever. Down there.
Yeah.
That's the emergency release. So I don't know if all the electrics failed and we needed to get out.
Yeah,
that's your emergency release.
It sounds like a bit of a driver's briefing for a track day. This
it is. Yes.
No, I'm not thinking we're going to be using using any of this, but it's always good to know.
It's always good to know.
So have you got to allow the car to warm up before you go anywhere?
Yeah, so all TVR Speed 6s, I think the recommendation from most of the owners is 60 degrees oil temperature, which during the summer, it's probably about 10-15 minutes of driving. If it's really cold in the winter, it might take you half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour to get it up to temperature.
Yeah. I like those videos where, you know, proper car guys take their wives and partners to the hospital. Quick, panic, get in the car, and they go, right, here, just sit there to warm up. Like the Men in Black, you know.
Right, we're good to go?
We're good to go. As long as that doesn't fall off, we're good. I've got to say, I actually think this might be my first time ever in a TVR.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, really. I've worked with cars for quite a long time, and
yeah,
I don't think I've ever been in a TVR, especially out on the open road.
Yeah, those indicators are really annoying. If there was a mod so you could change that, I would be doing that.
Yeah, they're noisy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the easiest thing is put a louder exhaust on.
Yes.
And then you remove the need to hear anything.
It's quite tame, the exhaust on this. I don't think it's a standard exhaust, but it's certainly quiet in comparison to some TVRs.
Well, whilst following you, it sounded pretty juicy.
Yeah.
But I suppose, you know, anything from a six-cylinder does sound quite nice.
Yes.
So have you plans to take this on track, or?
I'd love to do a track day in it. I was speaking to Mark the other day about that. Yeah, I'd love to do Brands Hatch or Goodwood maybe.
Yeah.
I think next year, now I've got a bit more confidence in the car, I've done all the maintenance and that sort of thing, I would love to do something around Europe.
Okay.
You know, through the Alps maybe or something like that.
Yeah, some great passes up through the Alps.
Yes, yeah.
You know, like the Stelvio pass or something along those lines.
I'm fortunate enough, when we used to do the Croatia trips with the AA down to Croatia, I'd done the passes through Austria and Switzerland quite a few times, but it was always in a Ford Transit, so not as much fun.
But it sounds, you know, it sounds tame.
Yeah.
I don't know how well the audio is going to come out of the microphones because of the wind and the open top, but it doesn't sound aggressive in here.
No, it's...
I mean, we can have a conversation quite normally.
Yeah.
Motorway driving maybe slightly different.
Yeah, it's quite a comfortable car as well. It's not overly harsh or stiff suspension.
No. And I mentioned at the beginning of the video about, you know, why a TVR over a Porsche. I mean, the interior-wise, other than the gauges looking slightly different, it's very, you know, you could probably comparable to a Porsche with a nice leather-wrapped dash and you know, comfortable seats, nice seating position.
They actually made all the interior from leather because it was cheaper than plastic. Because if you're going to mass produce something in plastic, you've got to create expensive moulds.
I don't know if there's as many better things to be out in.
It's perfect, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a message from Keith at the beginning of the week because I posted some pictures up that I was down in the area and said, if you're a passing, then drop in. We'll go for a drive in the TVR. So here we are, living the dream. So like luggage space then. So you're talking about doing a tour for the Alps. I know we're talking about modification. I know you've modified the roof slightly, or bought the modified roof.
Yes.
So that's obviously going to increase your luggage capacity in the rear. You've got the space behind the seat, so you'd have to, I think, pack accordingly and quite appropriately.
Yeah, I mean, that's one. The TVRs are quite famed for having big boots as well. So I probably mentioned earlier, one of the features that I'm not particularly over enthusiastic about this is the boot of the car. I think it looks a bit bulbous, a bit big, but you do get a big boot, and I have fitted full set of golf clubs and a trolley in here.
Well, that was going to be my next question. You know,
yeah.
Can you fit the golf clubs in?
I think you'd probably fit 2 sets of golf clubs without a problem.
I remember as a kid going to the local golf course in the back of my friend's dad's 930 turbo Porsche.
Yeah.
And we had one of us sat in the rear with the golf clubs across our lap. One of us sat in the front with the trolleys across our lap. And my friend's dad, as a driver, always had loads of leg room and living the dream, big smile on his face. And we're thinking, oh, it's horrible, it's so cramped and crushed here.
Oh, what a gorgeous day it is.
But it's beautiful weather at the moment in the UK, and even just going out and doing a couple of bits of filming with yourself just recently, you know, there's so many motorbikes and people are bringing their nice cars out and really taking advantage of it.
Won't go too mad over the hill because you never know what's going to be there.
Like the noise of the exhaust on this.
It sounds nice.
It sounds nice. It's not aggressive. It's aggressive under load.
Yeah.
But it's not drony.
Yeah.
And it's not like, you know, some cars you get into or you get out of, you think, oh, my ears are ringing. Other than the wind noise, I think it's quite sedate, really.
It is, yeah. Yeah, and you can drive this around quite sedately. And it almost drives like a bit of a V8. It's got plenty of torque, nice burble.
Yeah.
And above, once you sort of hit 5,000 RPM, it almost changes into a different car. The mode changes, it becomes far more raw, and then it really starts to push you back in the seat.
Yeah. And it's normally aspirated as well, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Could you turbo it or supercharge it?
People, I'm not sure, I haven't seen the Speed 6s turboed or supercharged, but anything's possible, I guess. It's my exhaust rattle.
Yeah.
When it gets hot, the exhaust rattles against, like, there's like a metal under tray. It's a pain in the arse, but...
List of things to
on the to-do list
for the winter.
Yeah.
So will you drive this throughout the winter months?
I've driven it all year round so far, yeah, and I probably will do again.
Yeah.
There's one, as nice as it is to go out on days like today with the roof down, it's just as nice to do it in the winter on a cold, fresh morning, blue sky. Just whack the heating up full, hat on, scarf on. It's brilliant.
So I suppose, like, I'd ask the question sometimes, like, you know, what would you do next on the car? But to be honest, it's pretty much a, you know, a complete thing that you can the thing to do now is enjoy it, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. There's little bits and bobs. I mean, the wheels they look great from sort of 6 foot away, but when you look close, they've got a few scabs and they've been curbed a few times. So I'd like to get them refurbished.
Yeah.
And then aside from that, it's really just maintenance. I've no desire to modify the bodywork or anything.
So what do the family think of the car?
My wife quite likes it, which is the most important bit.
That's the most important one, yeah.
I think the kids think it's pretty cool, but the one who loves it the most is the dog. So I've got a little pug. He sits on the back shelf. You'll see there's a lead in the back there for him. And he just absolutely loves going out on a day like today with the wind in his hair.
A question then is obviously you see a lot of YouTubers buying nice extravagant cars. Now I know that we're not in that category of, you know, of being able to afford all the supercars, the luxury cars. But was YouTube a contributing factor to getting back into a TVR?
Yes, yeah, for me I wanted to do something different. I mean, my Classic Mini Workshop channel has a very loyal subscriber base and it does pretty well, but for me I wanted something a bit different and to produce some different content as well. So yeah, part of the rationale behind getting another TVR was I thought it would be interesting to do some videos and sort of promote TVRs a little bit and promote the brand. Yeah.
And where can the viewers find your, or both your channels really?
So yeah, I think anything Classic Minis, if you just search Classic Mini How To or Classic Mini Keith Miller, my channel's Classic Mini Workshop, and for the non-mini stuff, the TVRs, that's my channel's called Rev and Restore.
So Keith has been very successful with the Classic Mini stuff. You're kind of part of a duo, really, aren't you?
Yes, yeah, myself and Mark, yeah.
Mark is brilliant at doing, basically, from my understanding, Mark does all the doing and the filming, and then says, "There's all the edits, there's all the software. Over to you to edit the videos and get them out." And I'm hoping that one day we can do a video with Mark, because he's an amazing character with an incredible collection of minis and a heart of gold.
Exactly.
But he's also got a bit of a potty mouth.
Yeah, you might get demonetised.
So, yeah, I think when Keith edits the videos, I think maybe a lot of laugh is had with some of the stuff that comes out of Mark's mouth. But he's a lovely guy, you know. Mark and Lucy, I've got all the time in the world for them both. So I can see that the TVR's got a radio.
Yeah, I don't use it much.
I mean, with the roof off, I assume you can't hear it. But, you know, with the roof on, can you hear it?
It's got some big 6x9s in the back, so it's actually not. You could listen to the radio if you wanted to. It's just about loud enough.
The air conditioning is on.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting a bit of a cold knee. But it's good quality.
Yeah.
It's obviously we've got the roof off, so it's just taken the edge off. But I imagine with a small enclosed space, it gets quite fresh in it quite quickly. Yeah. I mean, weirdly during the winter, if you've got the roof on, you know, it's a big engine up front. If you're driving it quite spiritedly, it can warm up quite a bit in here. So sometimes you need the aircon, like you say, just to take the edge off. Yeah. And much like the MGBs, the transmission tunnel, you can feel it on the inside of your leg, or the outside of your leg. It's warm.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, it's a hot day today. We're probably high 20s, maybe even pushing to low 30s. But it's definitely, there's a lot of temperature in the engine. Bottom right of the gauge, that's your coolant temperature, is it?
That's oil temperature.
Oh, oil, okay.
I've got water there as well.
Yeah.
And then we've got rev counter on the right and speedo on the left.
Yeah.
The speedo goes up to 20. And the rev counter goes up to 9. I don't know 9 what, but 9 something.
So unfortunately, a bit of an abrupt ending to this video. Unfortunately, I filmed all week at the Festival of Speed down in Goodwood. I then met up with Keith on the Sunday afternoon, and the final clips of this video have become corrupted or lost, and I've got no way of returning those. So I'm absolutely gutted, but hopefully I can do an outro now in the garage at home in North Wales, what was going to do this video justice. So I can only apologise that this video is ending in this way, and it's stuff I can learn for future videos, and hopefully this will not happen again. So I just want to say a huge thank you to Keith and his TVR Tamora for joining me on another episode of Behind the Wheels. It's incredible to learn the stories that come with these cars, and I've been good friends with Keith for a number of years now, and we've met through the minis, and it's really exciting for me to learn his connection with TVR and to be able to share that with you all. Now, it's been 20 years since Keith last had a TVR, and it's amazing to learn that interest and that passion and that enthusiasm is still very much there, as much as it was 20 years ago. And it's just been incredible to share that story and bring it all to you guys sat at home. So thank you so much for watching. I've had a blast, and if you've got a video you would like to be part of the Behind the Wheels series, you've got an incredible story to share, or you just absolutely head over heels in love with your vehicle, then comment down below and let's try and get something sorted for the winter or into the new year. So I'm going to wrap this video up by obviously again thanking Keith and his vehicle for joining me. If you haven't done so already, please head over and check out both of his channels, Classic Mini Workshop and Rev and Restore. And for this video, hit the thumbs up button down below, comment down below what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear your feedback and ways that we can improve things. And again, if you've got a car you want to be part of this series, comment down below. And other than that, if you haven't done so already, please consider becoming a subscriber to my channel. It really means a lot, and it means that these opportunities that come, I can share them and they can be viewed and witnessed as much as possible. And it's just great to share the stories, share the community, build, grow, and everything. And it's been an incredible journey so far, and I'm looking forward to what's come next. So from me, thank you so much. I've loved every second of this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.